YSN. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here on YSN. We are joined now by somebody I would love to do the intro, but there's only one man that can do the intro for this gentleman. Mr. Sam Torres, take it away.
So we are going to get a chance to talk to and interview a multiple Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, one of the faces of the Cleveland Indians from the best time in Cleveland baseball history, Carlos Baerga.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's an honor to be with you guys, and thanks for everybody who's watching today.
Awesome. Carlos, let's lead it off here. Better team, 95 or 97?
Well, I have to say that 95 was a special thing. You know, I say to everybody, everywhere I go, they ask me this question, and I say, 1995 team, they already got 3 Hall of Fames. They're going to have Omar Vizquel, Manny Ramirez, that's 5, Albert Bell, that's 6, Otto Hershiser, that's 7, Dennis Martinez. You're going to have 8 players in the Hall of Fame. There's no a lineup or a team that 1 year going to have, maybe in 10 or 15 years, those players in the Hall of Fame. So I want to say to everybody in Cleveland, you guys had the opportunity to watch one of the best clubs in the game, the Cleveland Indians of 1995. That was special.
It was special, and it's a special team, and it's a special team again. I mean, you're wearing the new garb. It looks awesome on you.
Yes.
To be part of that, what Sam mentioned earlier, to be part of that re-revolution of Cleveland baseball, to be one of the main faces of that. What was that like for you? Did you know that you were in kind of the good old days at the time, or did you know what you guys had going, or was it something you just went day by day?
You know, we went day by day. In this game, you cannot be comfortable and you cannot be cocky. You have to be responsible for everything you do, but something that team have, every time we step in the field, we believe we were going to win. When you win 100 games and 140, that's amazing. So it was like every time we step in the field, we know we were going to win. We know we were going to come back. I think we got a record to come back on that year. Homers from Sorrento, Albert Bell, Jim Thome, Manny Ramirez, Eddie Murray. You know, anybody can hit a homer to win a game and come back. It was something special. And, you know, to have 455 sold out in that ballpark, that was special.
I remember, I think one of the biggest notable moments in my fanhood of your career was you going against the Yankees and hitting a home run, same inning, left-handed, right-handed. I don't know if that was the order, but for you, that second home run, you're running around the bases. What's going through your mind?
It was very special. You know, first of all, I don't even know there was a record. There was so many street shooters that was my idols, like Mickey Mantle, Eddie Murray, Chili Davis. All those guys came before me, and for me to do it, I don't even know it was a record. So I just touched the home plate, come to the dugout, and they put in the scoreboard. First of all, give thanks to God. And I say to my family, I say, wow, that never happened before. You know, baseball has been for a long time, and this Jíbaro from Puerto Rico did it. Wow, it made me feel so happy and so blessed to be a Puerto Rican.
Yeah, you know, just talking a little bit, I had to laugh when you say Jíbaro because that's how my father describes himself. He's from Cuamo, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
You know, you came over with Sandy Alomar in a trade from the Padres,
yes.
and both of you guys are from Puerto Rico, and you guys come to a team that's really starting to rebuild. And you talk about all the Hall of Famers.
We lost 200 games. 100 my first year, 100 the second year, 105. Oh my God, it was a tough time, but you know what? I was happy because I was in the big leagues. And I was something that they start clicking in there when they start bringing like Kenny Lofton, they bring Omar Vizquel, and they start bringing players, you know, to put together a great team. And 1994, when we moved from the Municipal Stadium to the Jacob Field, I had to say Jacob Field.
That's
it.
It's
always the Jake.
It was a magic moment. From the first game, you remember that first game? 12th inning. Randy Johnson throwing a no-hitter, and we came back, tied the game, and we going through extra inning and win it. From that day on, it was unbelievable. Even though that we went to a strike that year, that we don't play. We know that we were going to be in the playoff, and it was going to be a different career of the Cleveland Indians from that moment on.
Yeah, you got a chance to play with and hit with some of the best hitters in baseball. You got a chance to play with who I believe is one of the best, if not the best, shortstop in baseball.
The best.
And you're the second baseman, and that was one of the reasons why you were my favorite, because at that time, I'm this little Puerto Rican kid playing second base in Little League, and my favorite player is a Puerto Rican guy playing second base for the Cleveland Indians. But you and Omar Vizquel together, everybody talks about your hitting. You're a switch hitter. You are an ace. You put the ball where you wanted to against the best pitchers in baseball. But your defense was on par with Omar Vizquel, who's one of the best. How did you guys get together? How did that work?
Well, let me tell you what happened. Not too many people know this. Omar was playing with Seattle. We were at spring training a year before, and I slide second base, and Omar got hurt. He lost 1 month, a month and a half. So he don't start the season with Seattle because I break the double play and he got hurt. Then 2 months later, he got traded to us, to Cleveland. I say, "Ma, you killed my leg over there." When I say, "Ma," you know what it is. I gotta say it here. But from that day on, we became really good friends. We became together. And one thing that's still in my mind, in my heart, he said, "I'm gonna help you with your difference. You're going to help me with my hitting." And from that day on, we was like this.
That's all.
And it was like that. We lead the league 4 or 5 years in a row in double play. Our defense was very important for our team organization. Then we went to another level, and I had to give it thanks to Omar that spent time with me. How important is the work habit before the game to step up and have it when the game starts?
That's incredible. Mike, you got?
One thing I was looking at was that your son coming up through Atlanta Braves organization.
Yes.
How was it looking through that lens of, not being the person going through that, but having the family member going through that, and just the emotions of that and everything?
It was a very emotional, and that's a good question that you asked me. Nobody asked me about that question. You know why? Because my son wanted me to help him. I worked for Cleveland for a long time, and he wanted me to help him to sign when he was 16. And I say, "You are not ready yet, son." And you know what? I'm not going to be the one that's going to say to Cleveland, "Sign him, and then you're going to be released the next year." I don't want that to happen to you. So the best thing to do is, let's go to college. And if God give you the opportunity to do both, it's going to happen. He finished college, got stronger, got some work habits, and know how to prepare himself every day. And from that day on, was special. 5 days later that he graduated from college, he got signed by Atlanta Braves, and thanks God that he got that opportunity, and that's something that he did. And I was proud of him because he worked hard to get signed. He did it by himself. I helped him out, from the side, but he was the one that really want to be a baseball player.
What makes you more nervous, when he's up at bat or when you were up at bat?
When he's at the bat. Yeah. Now I feel what my father feel every time I step in the field.
You deal with a lot of the younger guys, and you give them a lot of advice. I've got a son that's 6 years old who thinks he's going pro, and I want him to go pro, but he just finished T-ball. What kind of things would you tell the next generation of baseball players that want to be exposed to going D1 or going to college and just finding their way in a path towards the major leagues?
You know that when I was coming through here today, a friend of mine that he's in Florida, they play the perfect game over there. And he called me and said, "Please, you can talk to these kids a little bit. They are 14, 15 years old." And I give a word to them, and I say, "You know what? First of all, give thanks to mommy and daddy. You know why? You know how much it costs, that glove,
That's right.
that bat, those spikes, that bag that you have. And the opportunity to play the perfect game, at least you have to pay $500 to be in there. So if you put it together, it's almost $1,000. Then they put it on you, and they just want you to study, and that's it. To have good grades, to go to school. And you know what? Be thankful. Give thanks to your family, to your parents, and that's very important. And I always say to the kids, right now, baseball is becoming one of the toughest things to do because they cut the teams.
Yeah.
Now, there are 165 players. So if you don't produce right away, you're going to be released. So I want the parents to know, send your kids to school first. Go to college. And in there, you're going to know if you got the opportunity or not. If that don't happen, at least you have something in your hands. And you can, finish your career, you can get married, you can get a good car, good house, stuff like that. That's very important. That's very important.
So I want to ask you a little bit about, obviously, you had a phenomenal career in baseball. You start off in Puerto Rico. It goes full circle because in 2013, you get to start coaching for the World Baseball Classic in Puerto Rico for the Puerto Rican team. What is that like? How was that developed? Because I know that I like to watch baseball, but I love to watch baseball during the World Baseball Classic. It's one of the things me and my father get to sit down and watch and put our Puerto Rico jerseys on and get ready. How special is it for you?
It was very special, every time you represent the country, you listen to Mike Trout, you listen to Mookie Betts, you listen to all those guys that they never want to play, and they have the opportunity to play, and they say, wow. This is better than World Series. Everybody follow you. All the TV is all over the place, stuff like that. And I'm doing it for my country. To put that uniform for Puerto Rico, it was something special. I did it. I don't know if he let you guys know. I played on one of the best teams they ever put together, 1995 Caribbean World Series. Do you want to know the lineup? Robbie Alomar. At that time, he already got 2 World Series, 1 body champion. Edgar Martinez, 2 body champions. Carlos Baerga, that's the lineup. Carlos Delgado having an unbelievable year. Juan Gonzalez, 2 MVPs. Ruben Sierra, Bernie Williams, Carmelo Martinez, and Ray Sanchez. Ray Sanchez was the little guy in our team, and he won the body champion that year in Puerto Rico. So that team was together, and you know who we beat? Pedro Martinez when he was we beat Dominican twice, 16-0 and 15-9. Jose Rijo was the other pitcher that we killed. Mexico bring the best player. Venezuela was Omar Vizquel, Miguel Ordóñez, all the best players for them. And that team, we finished 6-0, winning the championship. But that team was unbelievable.
Oh, my goodness.
You remember that?
I do. My father still remembers that.
Yeah.
Because it ran every day in New York at my grandfather's house, and that's what they would talk about because there was no internet at that time.
Yeah.
So it was all by phone calls and talking about how Puerto Rico did that day.
Yeah. It was
We got these goofballs like us that are on the media every day, talking heads that are trying to fix the world's problems in baseball and football and all these different sports, the pitch clock and some of the rules in baseball. What are some of the best rules that you didn't necessarily have when you played that are there now, and what are the worst rules that you see around now that you think might be ruining baseball and turning things the other way?
I had to say, the clock is killing the pitching stuff. Right now, they haven't talked about it, but there's so many Tommy Johns this year than never before. But they don't talk about it. And I say to the owners and the people that run baseball, do you want to do you sign this guy to be in the DL or you want it to be in the field? Another thing, why you want to have the clock to finish it up in 2 hours? The fan doesn't care how many hours they're going to be there on the game.
Yes.
When you have a good merchandise in the field, I'm talking about players, and you winning, nobody want to go home. I want to be there. I want to stay there. So you have to put a good products in the field, and you're going to have good production from the players, stuff like that. Second, sliding second base, sliding home plate. What's going on? Now it's like you can turn it over playing the 9th inning, the 8th, like nothing. So you cannot slide. This is crazy, man. Yeah. We play in a tough era, and we play. If you go to my car or something like that, 159, 161, 162 game, and I had to, get ready. I pull something. I play like that.
Yeah.
Now they get hit by a pitch.
They're
They
out.
lost 4 games.
See ya.
This is
Hangnail.
crazy. This is crazy. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Who was the toughest pitcher that you ever faced, and who was the one that you would face every time if you could?
Well, Roger Clemens was the tougher pitcher, and Gene Abbott. You know, Gene Abbott throw a no-hitter against us. I was the last out. I was the last out. Those 2 guys, but the best guys that I hit, do you want to know? Nolan Ryan, I hit over 400.
Never rushed the mound, though.
My first at bat, Homer. Pedro Martinez, over 400. I killed him. And the other one, Randy Johnson.
Randy
Those
Johnson?
3 guys, I killed them.
You saw what he did to that bird, man. You got to
Yeah,
be careful.
yeah,
Don't be
yeah.
saying that too loud.
Yeah.
So the hotter the pitch came, the better Carlos was
That's
going to do.
it.
Yeah,
He likes
yeah,
that
yeah.
fastball.
Yeah,
Sam, you got anything else?
No, I mean those were my big questions. The biggest thing, I never got a chance. I never thought I'd get a chance to tell you this. I just wanted to tell you thank you as somebody who got to watch and grow up and watch somebody from my father's homeland and from my descent play the game at such a high level and be such a stand-up person because you are somebody that always gave to the fans and really embraced Cleveland. So I really wanted to tell you from my heart, thank you.
Thank you very much to you guys, and thank you for the job that you guys do. Thank you to inform everybody about sports, not just baseball, basketball, and everything. That's very special. But I want you guys to come to the ballpark and watch the Cleveland Guardians. We're playing good baseball. Right now we are first place, and we are going to the playoffs. So I want you to come to the ballpark to see Jose Ramirez, Jimenez, to see Clase, the best reliever of the game we have here on our team. We want to see you at the ballpark. We play this on Tuesday. We're going to be playing here, so I want to see you guys over there.
Let's go. Carlos Baerga stopping by the studio here at YSN. Thank you, sir. The legend forever. Ladies and gentlemen, Carlos Baerga. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this on YSN.